Well, good night. This is Samuel Gutiérrez, and I'm going to explain the way that Cemex get a punch into the world, into his globalization way. How do they did it? And I'm gonna explain that. The biggest punch to Cemex to make a really global and important an important construction product sales company was in the between the fusion of with Rinker Group in Australia. How does how did that work? Well, Rinker Group was a very important company of the same in the same market as Cemex, but in Australia. It works with Asia, Australia, and some kind of Europe. Well, Cemex wanted to get into that market, market, but they didn't. But they couldn't because a geographic place. Cemex is a Mexican company, and their most biggest market is from the U.S. into in the American market, the South America and the North American market, but they really see they really saw a potential market in Asia, in Japan, in China, and actually in Australia too. And that's why they start to having meetings to make a kind of fusion to save Rinker Group because they were not in like a really good financial place, and that's what they make fusion into between 2006 and 2008 when finally they get an agree. In 2008 there was a financial crisis that we all know, the ones that start with the critical crisis in the US. But Cemex know how to take that disadvantage and made an advantage, reducing cost and having contracts with a lot of constructors, with a lot of buildings, having a lot of buildings on all of this, not just here in the U.S. and also have in Asia's market, and that's why they had that opportunity. They create that opportunity to get in more contracts in Asia. So when everybody's action was falling down by the financial crisis, Cemex went really up, and that's when they start to get in a lot of a lot of trust into the market, into another countries. They get into more countries and more and more and more. That's the way where Cemex start from that Rinker Group fusion with